when I'm elected, the second thing that I will introduce is a balanced budget and an end to earmarks. The pig has been picked clean. There's nothing left. All that's left is debt. We have to end the system of pork barrel spending. The system is such that we base our spending as a country on the seniority of the senators or the congressmen. You have Robert Byrd in West Virginia. They've paved every inch of West Virginia. But before we get all high and mighty and say it's just those darn Democrats, you remember the bridge to nowhere that Sarah Palin talked about? It was an earmark by a Republican. It's going on both sides of the aisle. We need a lot of new people. I tell people that political parties are empty vessels unless we imbue them with values. Having an R next to your name is not inherently good unless you believe in something. We have to take our government back by once again regaining our believability, if we're Republicans, as fiscal conservatives. But it is more important the issues than the party. I've been asked, will you vote with your party if they're wrong? And I said no. I will not vote for any budget that is not balanced, Republican or Democrat. The Tea Party, I think, needs to coalesce around a platform. And I've been working on this, and it will be what you decide, but term limits, a balanced budget amendment, Read the Bills Act, the Enumerated Powers Act. Yeah. We need to point where legislation is justified by the Constitution. Here's how bad it is. I was at a Tea Party in Frankfurt last week. We had a big gathering in the Rotunda. We asked Jack Conway to come down and join the lawsuit against the health care plan. He wouldn't come. So we chanted, "Where is Jack? Where is Jack?" And it echoed throughout the chambers, still no Jack. But he showed up the next day on national TV, and here's what he had to say. He said, "I have a Constitution, and nowhere in it does it say that you have a right not to have insurance." What? That to me shows such a total and complete lack of understanding of the Constitution. The 9th and 10th Amendment. If those powers are not given or enumerated, they're left to the states and the people respectively. The Constitution doesn't list every right that we have. It lists some important rights in the Bill of Rights, and they're not to be taken away. They were given to us by our Creator, not by government, but government was instituted among men to protect those rights. The 9th Amendment says that those rights not listed are not to be disparaged. They didn't list every right. They didn't list the right to private property, but obviously it was an important right, and they could not conceive of it being taken away. But it wasn't listed that the federal government had a right to insurance or force you to buy insurance, or that they could take away your property without due process. These things are enshrined in the Constitution. We were intended to be a constitutional republic, and yet we've devolved into some sort of mad democracy. And Jefferson said, democracy's not your friend. Democracy would be mob rule, where one group of people voted to take the rights away from the others. 51% of the people cannot decide to take away my right to bear arms. It's enshrined in the Constitution. And when the President said that we folk here in middle America were clinging to our guns and our religion, he got it half right. I'm clinging to my guns, my religion, and my ammunition. A few weeks ago, I stood up and supported Senator Bunning when he said something very simple that a lot of people misunderstood. Pay as you go. They passed it, pay as you go. Simple thing. Don't add to our debt. Take the money from money already allocated or cut it somewhere else. The Democrats agreed to this, and within 3 weeks they broke it twice. Senator Bunning stood up alone by himself and said simply, take it from the money already allocated. He stood alone, and his legacy will be a man who stood on principle. And so I am proud, pleased, if not ecstatic, today to announce the endorsement of Senator Bunning. This race is being seen nationally. I am seen as being from the Tea Party movement, a part of the Tea Party movement. I've been involved in tax reform for 15 years. This is a national referendum. If we win, it will be the biggest Tea Party victory in the country, and you will be part of it. I hope I can count on you. Thank you very much.
U.S. Senate Republican candidate, Dr. Rand Paul.